He will now be escorted by the sergeant at arms. He will now be escorted out by the sergeant of arms. The speaker has said that.
Rules of administration, look at you. All the time you talk, people have respect for you. All the time you talk anytime. All the time you talk anytime, people have respect for you. You don't have respect. You lost the respect in the country for Fatima. You have lost the respect. You have lost the respect. When you concern the gas station here, the gas station here, the gas station here, for you to say that it's still that proper money look at you. Look at you. You are disgrace. You are disgrace, Papa Chima. Papa Chima, you are disgrace. You are disgrace. You are dictator. You are stupid to all the person here. Open some door.
Colleagues, I don't think this can be continuous.
Why you not confident? What will you do? What will you do? What can you do? My brother, because of my police, slave you.
Tomorrow. Most importantly, in a politically charged situation, as our country finds itself today, the judiciary, which is a technical and neutral arm of the government, choose to be very tactical. We are tactical because in an event where there is people coming in conflict with the law, the Supreme Court would like to maintain quorum outside any program, so that in the event there is problem, the Supreme Court is already prepared to solve it. Because if all of us are here, for instance, and there is problem, how do we solve it as a Supreme Court? We always try to avoid our presence where issues of national concern and political concern are apparent. Perhaps we would have loved to even remain out, but as a matter of coordination of the three branches of government, we have come to play our role. And all we want to say is, we want to join the rest of Liberia to extend sympathy to you, Mr. President, and to extend sympathy to the Speaker and members of the House of Representatives, and to extend sympathy, most especially, we want to further join you to extend sympathy to the wife, immediate and relative family of the late Senator Johnson. We want to extend also sympathy.
The national chairman will close it. Thank you very much. The youth. Commerce. All concern. We came specifically as the Movement for Democracy and Reconstruction to send this caveat to be this privilege to speak. Lastly, because of time, somebody mounted the board and they said the young people to gravitate from battle car. We said thank you. We gave you power, so you got to tell him. Another person for the Unity Party chairman mounted this podium and supported the debate that Peter Zero already prepared himself. So he knew he was going to die, and he has died. Thank you very much.
I recognize the ongoing debate surrounding his passing, but his transition after nearly 4 decades as a central figure in our country's history, should serve as an opportunity to unite us rather than divide us. I believe this is what Senator Johnson would have wanted. His journey towards peace was not only a personal one, it also symbolized a broader desire for national healing, a journey that many of us will undertake in our own ways. As I join the people of Nimba and other Liberians to bid farewell to this larger-than-life hero, we remember his contributions, his place in our history, his quest for peace in his final years. Though opinions may differ on his legacy, what can all of us agree on is that he played a significant part in Liberia's journey, shaping our past, influencing our present, and leaving a mark on our
It is disgusting to note that politicians such as the likes of Musa Belidi, Akarius Gray, and others are politicizing a matter of human rights and national security in support of a corrupt indictee.
Have been instructed to create schools to individuals of
you can go by on the floor. I'll be better to vote. Let the speaker.
Just one. You from Gemma, where left to just one. Yeah. Crazy, you from Gemma, from Maryland. If you find
Milo County.
My brother took us to
From Grand Crew, just spoon to spoon.
TV. You got a spoon.
You got the Spoon TV, you got the Spoon Radio, just spoon to spoon. I'd like to welcome all of you tonight to this edition of the program. This is the late night show, the late night politics and spoon. Thanks to all of you for joining us tonight as we take you through another edition of your most anticipated late night show. We're live across the Spoon Network, Spoon FM 107.5. We are live on Fabric Radio 101.1 and a host of other radio stations across Liberia. Thanks to all of you joining us online on Spoon TV, Fabric TV, Super TV. We appreciate you. Thanks to our YouTube audience there on YouTube, on Spoon Talk Live on YouTube. We appreciate you a lot for joining us tonight on this edition of the program. A lot is happening across the country. It's just very important that we move on to provide the updates. What are the updates? What are the issues in the news? We're gonna provide you the updates and of course come back to move into the actual conversation tonight. But just before doing that, I'm asking you to kindly share the program. Please share the show on your pages and in your Facebook groups, on your different timelines, and let's hope we can have a great conversation tonight. I'd like to welcome all of you to this edition of the program. Well, a lot of you joining us tonight. Let me go to the comment section and recognize a few of you. I see Christian Moore here tonight. Christian, thanks for joining us. Amara ACC is here as well. Falling from the office of ACOP. That's what he says. Sabatus M. Yon Jr., thanks for joining us. Moses Momolu, Tommy Jr., thanks to all of you for coming on tonight. We appreciate E.K. Seaton for joining us as well. Dear Sister Freeman, thanks for coming on. Nathaniel K. Hill, we appreciate you. James Dennis, thanks for coming on tonight. Adama Bwaka Sharif, thanks, brother, from Maryland. That's where you're joining us. Thanks for joining us, sir. We appreciate you. Morris Moses Mogai, following from Jacob Town. We appreciate Hepko Kazi as well. From okay, he didn't say where he's watching from, but we appreciate all of you for coming on. Zion, William Jala, thanks for coming on as well. Please share the program as you come on. Let's hope we can have a great conversation tonight, a great show with a whole lot happening across the country. Well, the president has returned from the Universal Energy Access Mission. And the president, President Joseph Yuma Boakai, has reaffirmed Liberia's commitment to universal energy, and a mission, a summit organized there in Tanzania, where different African countries have been making the case. Liberia's president highlighted the goal of the country, that goal of electrifying about 100,000 households annually. That's according to the president. He has his eyes on electrifying 1,000 homes annually. That's the target. That's the goal. And the anticipation is that by 2030, at least 75% of the country's population will have access to stable, uninterrupted electricity across Liberia. At least 75% of Liberian citizens or residents of the country should have access to electricity. So the president have been talking about that, and there are key projects that have been earmarked as well to kickstart this particular process to ensure that this administration meets that target of getting 75% energy access by 2030. You talk about the 150 megawatts at the St. Paul 2 hydro project, the large-scale solar investment, and the expansion of the renewable energy in rural areas. These are all different projects that the president has captured as the building blocks to achieving that target of getting 75% of the country having access to electricity. On the flip side, the central bank governor of Liberia designate Henry Samuel have promised. He has promised to unmatched service delivery, and he made that disclosure today at his confirmation hearing at the Liberian Senate. He confirmed that the bank has settled all outstanding financial obligations from former Governor Aloysius Talu, who was suspended by the President of the Republic of Liberia in the midst of the ongoing audit investigation. And he stated that the settlement covers the unexpired portion of the former governor's tenure, former Governor Aloysius Talu of the Central Bank of Liberia. So he was being settled to pave the way for him, the governor designate now, Samuel, to officially assume leadership once confirmed by the Liberian Senate. And he has been emphasizing the importance of maintaining the CBL's independence, and he has vowed to prevent political interference in the bank's operation, since in fact that institution controls the monetary policy of the country. He has emphasized that he's going to ensure that the CBL stands on its own, independently carry on her functions, void of any interference from political actors, and all of that. He was also talking about enhancing service delivery at the Central Bank of Liberia, building building on measures that has already been implemented since he assumed the role as acting governor of the Central Bank of Liberia. And so, yes, the confirmation hearing was a very engaging one today, as senators were, in the position quizzing the nominee or the acting minister from every angles today regarding the confirmation, regarding what he brings to the table, with respect to his new role. Well, the senator of Bowman County, Senator Edwin Melvin Snow, made some very strong comments today when he was addressing the newly appointed governor of the Central Bank of Liberia. Senator Snow questioned how he felt if a future governor in 2030 were to take over in similar action or in similar way, or if there was a change of administration and a central bank governor who is going through confirmation process now, who is yet to be confirmed by the Liberians. And assuming he gets confirmed, and 2030, a new government comes to power, and that administration decides to bring on board another governor, and that governor takes over in similar manner, or similar action is taken against him, like what we're saying now, in the case of Governor Talu, and that was a comment, that stood out, and a lot of people saw it as the senator being very critical, while others saw it as a political statement, given the senator's own position in previous elections we've had in the country, how he didn't support this administration, while in opposition in the just ended election and all of that. And so, yes, but that was from Senator Edwin Melvin Snow. Yes. And so there's a whole lot happening across the country as well. Most of you are aware that we have the investigation still ongoing with the fire situation at the Capitol building. The investigation is still ongoing, and the latest update with respect to the fire investigation, or the investigation that's ongoing, is being carried out by the Joint Security. The latest update on that investigation is that the prosecution, or the state lawyers, have requested for time for extension. They requested for extension. They requested a continuance in the ongoing Capitol building arson case involving defendant Thomas Idris and Eric Sisay at the Monrovia City Court. And so the state lawyers are expected to present the form of co-defendant Idris, that's Thomas Idris, which contains classified WhatsApp conversations between him and his accomplices, and this all by itself now has put the entire process in a state where there are different conversations now. Others are seeing this decision by the state lawyers, to push this argument, to push the hearing and all of that, as something that indicates that they want to get solid evidence, something solid enough to take down the individuals accused. Since, in fact, even before getting at this point, they have had pieces of evidence that put them in the position to continue with the process. Now they were charged, and of course they've been forwarded to court. Where the whole situation is now is that the prosecution will have to prove beyond all reasonable doubt that indeed it was an arson attack. The individuals, how they carry on the attack, what did they do, what are the pieces of information that will link those individuals to the act that they're being accused of. And so the state lawyers will now, have to prove that beyond all reasonable doubts that yes, those two individuals committed the act. They were being sponsors. Who are others that are in connection with this? But the other aspect of this thing is that there are lawmakers, even as we speak now, there are lawmakers who have been linked to this particular Capitol building fire situation. Some of those lawmakers are expected to be making appearances very soon before the Joint Security to say exactly what their links are, what their involvements were with respect to the whole Capitol building fire situation. But while this investigation is going on, Liberians are concerned every single day, because you go back to what it cost, or what it has cost the country to to just operate, to get things going on, or what it will cost the country to get that building up to what it were, is a whole lot. We're talking about 1.8 million already going towards getting that building back up, the joint chambers and the rotunda that got affected. Now, even they just in the program, the State of the Nation address, that address should have been presented, or that entire ceremony should have been held at the joint chambers of the legislature. But interestingly, due to everything that happened with the fire, the Capitol building situation, it could not be held there. The program was not held there. What we saw was that the government had to spend extra money to go into getting the PA system. The government had to spend extra money to get the PA system, to rent the chairs, to do the setup, to get all the different arrangements, the decoration and everything, just to have the State of the Nation address, go on. So the government had to spend all of those monies, whereas in a case where the Capitol building had not got that fire, there would have been, just a smooth thing. It would have been just something smooth where the president, or let's say the protocol on the grounds of the legislature, the protocols on the grounds of the legislature would just go about, do their necessary arrangement, prepare the place, and the president goes there and present the State of the Nation address. But because of the current situation with the Capitol building fire, the government had to spend extra money, extra amount to get all the different arrangements done on the grounds of the legislature outside, just to have the program going on. Yeah, so that's the other side of it. And of course, that's why Liberians are very concerned to know what actually happened with the Capitol building situation. And yes, what was going to happen to those who did it. First of all, being able to establish who did it, not just by accusations, but through the court process, through a guilty verdict from the court being brought down, that will be brought down on whoever carried on the act based on the pieces of evidence that the state lawyers would present, and convince the judge that whoever is being accused carry on the act, then precedent get to be set from there. Yeah, so that's one of the updates, a very important one there, as everyone is looking forward to seeing what happens with the Capitol building situation. Now, but most of you are aware that the Police Inspector General, Colonel Gregory Como, spoke on the issue just a couple of days ago. That was on Monday, when he stated that some of those who have been declared persons of interest, especially so some lawmakers, have been reaching out, having meetings, with their constituents, trying to gather people, to protest, to prevent the police from investigating them, from having them to appear before them, to answer to those allegations about their involvements. And so the IG was sending a caveat to folks out there to, first of all, bear in mind that if the lawmakers who have been connected with this particular situation actually did it, if they did it, then it was not done in the interest of the Liberian people. If they didn't do it, they need to have the time where they can exonerate themselves. And so Liberians should give the process a chance. Liberians, regardless of whichever political parties they support, whether you support the CDC, you support Unity Party, you support ANC, you support lawmaker X, lawmaker Y, whoever that lawmaker is you support. In this case, where it has to do with the interests of the country, it has to do with the burning down of the Capitol building, the joint chambers, and the rotunda of the legislature, that citizens should give the process a chance to play out. Nobody should get in the street to protest only because your lawmaker from your district wants you to get there. You should rather give the process a chance to play out. And yes, so that's where we are with that, and everyone is watching to see how the process is going to play out, with the joint security taking on this investigation. Some lawmakers, I mean, we brought the listing of the lawmakers here, though a lot of them said, even ahead of the engagement with the police, the joint security, with the police, the joint security, a lot of them have already said that they have absolutely no connection with the Capitol building situation. They said, no, we don't know about Capitol building fire. We don't know what happened. They've made a series of appearances on different media outlets to give their side of the story. But what is going to settle the dust is when they can appear before the joint security, give their side of the story, say what it is, how it happened, what do they know about it, why shouldn't they be linked to the Capitol building fire situation. When they can go through the process, then of course it's going to determine as to whether they're free or not. So yes, that's where we are with that. The joint security have said that they're not backing down on this investigation. They're pushing regardless of anything. But yes, why this is going on, we saw the CDC had a press conference the other day addressed by the chairman, Jang Ako, and he was saying that they will resist any arrest of the CDC lawmakers. They're not going to tolerate arrest. They think that what is going on now is a witch hunt, and they said they will not agree, they will not allow, they will resist anything that has to do with arrest. So the whole Capitol building fire situation is just entangled in a lot of other things. You want to talk about the Capitol building situation, you want to go into the fire situation. Now you're talking about citizen interest, you're talking about the state, you're talking about that sacred building, the seat of the first branch of government being brought down in flames. The joint chambers, the rotunda, and then you're talking about lawmakers' connection. You're talking about individuals who have been linked to this entire thing. You're talking about the objectivity of the process. Now you're talking about the whole idea of some people rallying citizens to gather to prevent the appearance before the joint security. I mean, and it leaves us with so many questions. And that's why it's very important for us to have these discussions. Let me bring Charles on. Charles, welcome. It's good to have you on tonight.
Thank you, Nelson. It's nice being here.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Are you hearing me?
Okay, I can hear you.
Yeah, Nelson, thank you for having me here tonight. It is important to come here again and talk about Liberia. For every time we have this opportunity to come here, we're not coming here to appease or to make certain group of people feel happy. We are coming here to speak the truth and speak the truth to where the truth belongs. And so with that, I know people will say a lot of things about some of us. People will insult us, but those insults and things really don't move me. And so we are here again.
Once you're in this space, look, Charles, you gotta keep your eyes off the comment section.
Oh yeah.
You gotta keep eyes of what people are saying about you in the comment section, what people are doing, and all those different things, man. You have to treat the comment section as a separate community, as a different place, somewhere all by itself, where the people are doing their thing. Yeah, but it's good to be here tonight. Let's hope we can make the most of the time we have to be on. You want to do your opening, and then we can get into the rest of the show tonight.
Yes, Nelson, again, let me say good evening, good night, good morning, based on your respectful area of local. And let me say thank you for always being here, for always following us in the comment sections, by radio, whatever way you follow this program, we want to say thank you. And again, Nelson, it is sad to come here and know that our people are dying and suffering while other people are enriching themselves. It is just sad. And when you come on this kind of platform and start to say these things, people want to turn it into something else. But again, like you said, we are not deterred by what people say. So we are here again. We are here.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Charles. Cindy, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight. What's on your mind? You want to do your own?
Yeah, good evening to you, Nelson and Brother Charles. How are you? It's good to be here with you guys. Several things happening in the country, Nelson. I follow what happened in Tanzania when the president being Tanzanian and advocating on behalf of our country for Liberia to have funding for electricity projects to expand the electricity capacity in our country. The goal here, from what I heard, is that they want to increase it to about 75% or more. That means most Liberian or all Liberian will enjoy stable electricity. I also listened to the president of the African Development Bank, who advocated on behalf of Liberia to his colleagues. I also heard him talking about the work of the current finance minister while he was in Uganda working for the African Development Bank. And because of that connection, the president of the African Development Bank is strongly advocating for Liberia. And this is a good news. We need stable electricity in Liberia for folks to run their businesses, for development to accelerate in the country. With stable electricity, Nelson, there are a lot that can be done. Anyone that wants to sell their market, they just need stable electricity to get it done. So a lot can be done, and I'm looking forward to seeing that coming to fruition for Liberia, where our folks will enjoy 24 hours electricity.
It's a very important one because this has been a major challenge in the country. This issue is something that has become concerning to a lot of people, if not everyone, across the country. We currently find ourselves in a situation where electricity is being rationed. So you have, for example, right now, the portion of Congo Town is on, while another portion of Congo Town is off. And then you have Old Road and all of those other areas from Old Road, Nigerian House, portion of that area, when they are off, then the other area is, so it's just been that way. The new management team at the LEC said they they've worked on a plan, and if electricity will go, if Liberians will be out of electricity during this dry season, it will not be for more than how do you call it, more than 8 hours. So unlike what we saw in time past, they are saying that unlike what we saw in time past, where some communities will go without electricity for days, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, no electricity, it's not going to be up to 24 hours, maximum 8 hours, and you're going to be back on. But let's talk about this 75% target a little bit, and then we're going to move to other conversations. But the president is making a case, or he made a case for the country. Yes, requesting for fundings, the need for our good friends who are out there can help us, who have the means of helping us, to come in and help us. That, look, we have a lot of other projects, the SP2, the Simport 2 dam, they're trying to get up. You're talking about the hydro, let's say the solar power plant, and all of those different projects they have on. But the president is saying that they have a target. Between now and 2030, they're targeting at least 75% of the country to have access to electricity. Now, let's talk about the possibilities, or the possibility of this 75% target being met. What are some of the things that could undermine the possibility of meeting the 75% target? Now, you go back a little. One of the things the previous management team, or let's say the former head of the institution, Morning Captain, Mr. Captain, in most of his engagements will talk about, was the issue with power theft. At some point, he said they were losing about 60% of the power generated to power theft. Now, but when you go in the community dwellers are saying, some of them are saying, we want to buy, electricity the right way. We want to get it the correct way. But when we have problem, we have to see the people around to even address our issues. So you live in a neighborhood where maybe you have 5 houses. 4 of the houses have electricity everywhere. You're in the middle, or maybe you're there somewhere in whichever position. You don't have electricity. You reach out. It takes for almost forever to get the team to attend to you. So some of those people have been saying that, look, these are the things that will sometimes result to the whole power theft situation. Now, it's the issue of power theft, one of the major things that has a propensity to undermine this 75% electricity access by 2030 that the president is talking about. Or can we achieve this target even without dealing with the whole power theft situation? Now, let's look at the possibility around this. Let's start a conversation from here, Senki.
Well, no, Nelson, the issue of power theft is an internal problem that can only be addressed internally by the government. And the government can do that by instituting strong measures to fight against that. And one of the ways to do that also is to listen to the people complaints. I know of several people who have said, look, I want to buy my electricity legally, like what you just said, but the delay is too much. In fact, I want to pay for my meter, or sometimes they will pay for the meter, and it would take forever for the meter to be provided or installed, right? So that's a challenge. The people want to do it legally. I mean, there are some people, Nelson, no matter where you go, that will just want to steal electricity. That will just want to steal it. We find it in government. We find it with the top business people. So the government just need to put in measure. But the 75% can be achieved, Nelson. Liberia submitted its national energy compact, right, in Dar es Salaam. And when I read that, when I listened to that and what was submitted, I felt that is a significant step really in our nation efforts to finally enhance, our energy infrastructure. I think it's a beautiful plan, right? Liberia, what was presented can help to expand our electricity access with really no doubt, right? And knowing the importance of that, and now that we are linking with other partners, and now we are hearing from the president of the African Development Bank speaking, presenting the Liberia case on behalf of us. In fact, he said something that I felt was profound. He also mentioned the St. Paul project.
Yeah.
And he said to the president, or he said to his colleagues during that meeting, speaking to the Liberian leaders, that we should start to do things bigly. He said, if we're going to target a project, let's do it big. Let us not do little here and little there. And in fact, he said, based on what Liberia presented, if the St. Paul hydro project is fully done, he said that is enough to supply the entire country. That's why he said his voice. So, and having said that, he advocated for the country to receive fundings for that project. I say we focus on getting those fundings. We focus on building that project. But while we are in that phase, we should also institute measures, put in measures that will address things like power theft. Those are internal fights that we will have to fight internally. Provide those services that the people need timely. And when the people are having issues, go and address those issues timely. Nelson, is a shame. How we provide energy right now across the country is a shame, especially around the Monserrato belt. It's a shame. When you are landing in Monrovia at night, is that you're landing in some village. Seriously. If you are in the air landing in Monrovia at night, you barely see any electricity. To drive in Monrovia at night, Nelson, is very difficult. It drives away businesses. It prevents people from coming up with ideas for new businesses. Nelson, when you have electricity, stable electricity, people become creative. They have new ideas to establish new businesses. It boosts the economy of the country. It accelerates employment of our young people, of the youth. Because there will be small businesses that need electricity. And it will be the young people that will manage those businesses. So I think this, if nothing else, President Bouaka will achieve nothing else. Let President Bouaka make this electricity thing his focus. And let us focus on the next 6 years, build this up. Let the President Bouaka leave us with stable electricity. The next president coming maybe will leave us with roads connecting all the 15 counties. The other president after that could maybe focus on the education and the healthcare. We need to start focusing on big projects instead of doing little here and little there. Let's focus on big projects. And I think this electricity project is a very big project and it's important for us to achieve.
Now, thanks a lot, Sandy. And this is very important because President Bouaka was making the case alongside several other African heads of states. And this compact, and all of that we're talking about here, this signing ceremony in Tanzania is a continental kind of engagement. All of those different African heads of states are coming together and saying that, look, by 2030, we want to make sure that we can connect 300 million people across the continent. So yes, we can talk about the challenges that Liberia as a country is faced with. But yes, even in the other African countries, they also have their own issues with electricity. It might not just be to the extent at which we find ourselves. But then the World Bank on one end is pledging to mobilize some 1.5 billion, not million, but 1.5 billion to invest in the energy sector, the energy infrastructure of the country. They've already made available some 800 million that has been allotted to the expansion of the St. Paul hydro project. Now, let's hear from you, Charles, your take on this particular issue here.
Nelson, it is a very good discussion point, and I must commend the president for taking that trip to Tanzania. It's very important that our country, at this time, in this new era, we still struggle with electricity issues. But I want to look at it this way. We first of all need to understand the fundamental issues with this entire electricity issues. I think system electricity, LEC, we lack system and structure in our area to deliver current to our people. When we talk about power theft, trust me, it comes in too many ways. Some people might link it to economic issues. People don't have the funds, the resources to pay for current. So they use someone who is closely to them and connect on their line and be having free current. Some people will tell you, even the LEC contractor or workers are the one even promoting people to do illegal things to get current. Some of them go to people's houses, they're like, okay, I can connect you, give me this. And people who want to do that, they go for it because the fact that they're not going to be paying monthly bill, monthly things. So they take it, they go with it. So our own people have the problem in the system. Our own LEC workers, they have the problem. Because if you go to this community, somebody is on a current illegally, you have the right to take them down. But at the end of the day, they will negotiate with people and take money that's supposed to go to government cover and put it in their pocket and move on. After a certain period of time, they come back to you. After a certain period of time, different group come. And it has been a problem in our society. It has been a problem. Other people, economic issues, they don't have the money to afford. They don't have the money to afford. And I believe if our people have jobs, they have things to do, they have businesses going on and things, they will have the money to pay for current. They will have the money to pay for current. Because $10, $5, you can pour any amount of current in your meter or in your place, and you can use it. But some people, they don't even have the rights to eat before talking about current. They don't even have the common things, common needs. And then you talk about current. And if they have access to getting free current, what do you think? They're definitely going to take the free current. So system. System is our problem. We need system. We need
Charles, do you really think we haven't had system? It's system really the issue? Now,
I think the system is
system in terms of what, Charles? System in terms of what? In terms of how to get electricity, in terms of who should attain to. I'm really trying to understand when you say
how to get electricity. How to get electricity, that's one. 2, those people that are coming to connect you, that coming to connect you. There should be a measure, there should be a system put in place how they coming to connect you. And if anyone is on your line, the penalty, they should have consequence.
But to be quite honest, they have these systems in place. All right.
You know something. We know something we have in Liberia. We always say we have system, but the system is not functional to its full effect. That's the problem. That's the problem. And that's the same thing we're talking about, the rule of law. That's the same thing we're talking about law. We have the law that is clear, written. But we do other works than the law. So the rules are not there. The rules are there. It's on the paper. It's just on the paper. It's just in black and white. But the implementation of what is in black and white is our problem.
No, okay. Cindy, just make a quick input. Then then I can come in with a question. Go ahead.
If Charles still on the phone.
You want to come in 1 second? I give you 1 second.
Okay, I think 1 second.
You complete. I was just about transitioning with you, Charles.
I will take 1 second. I want to agree with Charles. Look, the thing is, Nelson, I always argue that we have the laws. We don't need new laws in the country. I always say this. That's why maybe, dissolve the whole legislature branch. We don't need new laws. What we need is strong enforcement of the laws we have. Nelson, when it comes to the issue of electricity, there's one thing, there are a couple of things the government needs to do. And the system Charles is talking about are inclusive. It's inclusive of what I'm about to tell you. Provide stable electricity. That's the government responsibility. It must be stable. So that when it's stable, the people are encouraged to get it and they are encouraged to pay for it. That's one thing. Now, when you are providing stable electricity now, as the government, knowing that you're spending money and your electricity is stable, you must now enforce the laws that those that are even working at the LEC are people with high moral character, right? You pay those people also on time, you pay them decent, and you ensure that they have high moral characters by not being corrupt on the field. Because if a person working for LEC comes to me, for instance, I'm not saying I would do this, but comes to my house, for instance, and say, okay, pay me directly and I will connect you. And that person goes around the community and everybody starts to pay them. It takes money away from the government. But the government have to ensure that individuals and the workers have to be checked, right? It shouldn't be just one or a few people assigned to a community. There must be periodic checks to make sure that those receiving electricity are actually paying to government. And government, when they are paying to you, you utilize that money to even make the system or the electricity corporation even better, more functional. So it goes around, Nelson. It really goes around. We have the laws. The laws must be enforced. The problem with us is that the laws are not enforced.
And Nelson, to just add to my brother Sandy, right? You see, another thing we need to do in our country when it comes to LEC, we need to have different divisions of it. We need to, like, this region have its own kind of team of people in an office functional, that you don't just have one place everybody is going, almost a decentralization process. You don't have just one place everybody is running for covering. Everybody is running to that a particular office for covering, going there to get meter, going there to pay bill, going there to do that.
And Charles, that's exactly that's exactly what I was coming to. So in terms of the whole decentralization thing you're talking about, there are different sides to it. There are different aspects of that, and I don't know which one specifically you're talking about, but in my
opinion, I think every county should have its own LEC department. Electricity, Liberia Electricity Corporation, Montserrat County Department.
But that's the case, Charles. That's exactly what it is. Let me put it this way. The last time I checked, you have the Jungle Energy that's responsible for Nimba County, Bone County, and another county, and then you have another energy distributor in the southeastern region that's responsible for all the county in that southeastern region. And then you have the LEC that's responsible for Monserrado, Bombing, and Margibi, you know, and a few other counties. But the LEC has a larger portion of the whole distribution to make in terms of your population, the number of counties. Now, the last time I checked, the LEC needs some 300 megawatts or so to be able to address the electricity demand of the region that has been entrusted into her care. Currently, the institution generates less than half of the energy demand, you know, to supply those different areas. So what exactly is the issue here? Is it about the generation?
That's it. You see,
should we be having a conversation around the privatization of the energy sector now? Will it make any difference? Is it going to make any difference if we have the whole function of electricity distribution handed over to other private companies, private institutions to carry on that function? Is it going to make any difference? Should we first of all focus on the generation? When we can generate sufficiently, then we focus into distribution. In the absence of generating adequate amount of electricity, does privatization make any significant impact in the first place?
So yeah, Nelson, that's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
The wisdom behind the current generation, right? Our people always narrow their mind in developing these kind of things. And like the president said in Tanzania, we need to do a holistic or big plan. We need to have a big vision, a big mind. If for any reason that mind was put in place way before, we would not be having this conversation right now. And another thing that I want to bring to your attention, like you said, you have almost 3, 4, 5 counties under one kind of umbrella, like Jungle, whatever in Nimba area there. They have too much. Yeah, it's just too much on them. How many employees they have to cover that entire region? How many employees they have? How are they? What the process? What the system that they put in place to distribute current around? And that's the reason why I said if a county have its own LEC department, right? It is upon that county to recruit its members or its LEC agent or whatever.
Charles, I'm coming, Charles. I think you're not getting something right here. The LEC is the Liberia Electricity Corporation.
Mm-hmm.
It's a distributor. It's like you have the LTA and you have the telco.
Mm-hmm.
It's a government entity set aside autonomous agency to distribute electricity. The LEC is there. The LERC is the regulatory arm. They can give licenses to other private companies that maybe, and that's why they were established in the first place to be able to regulate the sector. They can give licenses to private companies who want to come in, like you have the Jungle Energy and all of those other people, to distribute electricity. All right, so they're there. So if you're talking about having LEC office in all counties, no, then it's going to be a whole different thing. If we are talking about having private companies that have been licensed by the LERC to distribute current or electricity in the different counties, and maybe each company, each distributor in one of those counties, and you know, then that's a whole different thing. But
the privatization of the generation of current is very important, right? But let us not also just narrow it to that portion of it. It's very important, don't get me wrong, but we also need to put in a system where, like you said, Jungle, whatever in the Nima area responsible for the quarry there, they that taking charge of that area need to have a soft branches in those counties that they are controlling. The ones that is in Buchanan and let's say in the southeastern region, they should have branches. Don't just depend on one office in Nima. You got one office in Nima, and then you say you want to supply in Bon, you want to supply this. Definitely, that's where the theft come in. That's where the theft come in. Because in fact, how are they monitoring the distribution of current? There is no kind of system wherein they say they're monitoring it or they checking around on people and this thing. It's just that sometimes when these guys then sit in the office, they feel broke, they jump on the feet and they go to start to, and you know, check around, and if they see somebody who is illegally on a line, and then they go to you, tell you, give me this money and I will keep you on and X, Y, and Z. It's not supposed to be like that at all.
Okay, thank you.
I want to come in for a second.
Yeah, please go ahead because we're about to transition.
Look, I am strongly in favor of making electricity in Liberia a private business, with the government only having the supervision power or the regulatory power. Nelson, when we move things like energy to private businesses, it becomes more effective and more efficient. Sure. A private business person who invests into energy wants their money back. So they make sure that it works well. Okay, that is, the service is effective, and that they make sure they get their money. And in order to get that money, they make sure that those that they are serving pay them. Government is more lenient. Government is a bigger spectrum, you know, more relaxed. But that is, I am in control of providing electricity to Monserrado, for instance. And I am a business person. I want my money. I will tighten the supervision of the electricity that I'm providing. I will make sure I go from house to house. I have a clear database of who I'm providing electricity to. I go there regularly to check and make sure that I'm getting paid for the services I'm providing. Government is very lenient. Now, the issue with private sector also, then Nelson, is that Liberia, we have a lot of old infrastructure, in fact, damaged. In the electricity, the whole electricity plane is damaged. But when you give it to private investors, they will work on the infrastructure for us. They will invest their money. They will put their money into it. The government just needs to allow people to come in, put money into electricity, and the government regulate them. Make sure that they are not abusing the Liberian people. They are not overcharging the Liberian people. But the government should just be the regulatory arm of electricity provider. I'm in New Mexico. 90% of the electricity provided in New Mexico is through PNM. PNM is a private business, right? They also provide solar panels. My house, I no longer go with direct current. I have solar panels over my house. But prior to that, PNM provided me. What government got from PNM is just taxes and the incentive. I mean, the little incentive. Government still make a lot of money from PNM. But PNM is the primary provider. The government check them, the government regulate them, and they pay taxes to the government and the other fees that they are required to pay. But it's more effective. It's more effective that way. Jungle Electricity Company. Do you know that Nima gets stable electricity than Monserrado? Do you know that? Could we argue that it's because it's being run by the private organization in Nima? It could be part of the reason. But the electricity in the Ganta belt, I've been to Ganta. Every time I'm going to Grand Gita, I sleep in Ganta. That belt, Nelson, has stable electricity than Monserrado. It's about time that some of these things, water, electricity, trash, we take it off the government hand. The government can do everything. But don't just give it to anybody that wants it, though. Give it to the best bidder, the person who has the money to invest. Check them. Do they have money to invest into our infrastructure? Right?
Nothing. You see,
Thank
since
you.
I'm not cutting you, right? I was on this show. I was on this show, and I was telling us that indeed we need to talk to private companies to come and get some of these things. It is very important at this point. The few that the one that we have there that is, I would say, effective, Jungle Energy, we keep him around or keep her around or whatever, and and build upon that and involve other to come in. And that's my argument. And with that, like I said, that Jungle Energy that in Nima right now need to stretch his employees around in the other country, have soft branches. Even if we get other companies that are going to come, you cannot just stay in one location and want to supervise the rest of the other area. No. Have soft branches. And that's my argument. And that's my argument. I'm not against private company. Yeah, I'm not against private company. I'm in favor of private company coming in because when they invest their money, yes, they will do everything possible to get that money out and they'll provide good service. So, but they cannot just come and keep themselves in one location. Like you get location in Maserado County and you want to supply Maserado, you want to supply Cape May, you want to supply Bomi, you want to supply Bipolar. No, have soft offices. And that's my argument. That's all.
Thank you. We have to transition quickly. I want us to watch this video when the CBL governor went for his confirmation hearing today and what he said.
For the interventions, and in a particular order. Well, the former governor was suspended on allegations of corruption or audit report, pending the outcome of audit report. Is that report public now? Is that report available?
Yes, sir, Senator Snow. That report, when it came out, I think is on the GAC's website, the audit conducted of the central bank.
What was the outcome? Available. What was the outcome? Was he liable for anything?
Well, so this was not an investigative audit. This is now a compliance audit, wherein missteps are identified. And those are the missteps that we are addressing. We made reference to the 28 issues that we are trying to resolve. And so those are compliance issues. So this is not anything that is related to impropriety or criminal misstep. That, I mean, we don't.
Was he paid off? Your Honor?
Yes, he was paid off, yes.
Okay. So he has no claim on the bank?
No, sir.
So that paved the way for this process today. Thank you. Senator Dopo talk.
And this is where we are, guys. I think a lot of you followed the entire situation with the CBL, a change of administration. The guys were suspended. There were allegations of some malpractices there. They were suspended. An audit was ordered. The audit was conducted. Following the conduct of, in fact, while the audit was still going on, then former Governor Talu and others were being suspended. And the governor who went for the confirmation hearing today, the governor designate, then became the acting governor, a governor appointed by this administration. Following the conclusion of the audit and everything, the governor, former governor Aloysius Talu, was paid off by this administration. Now, Governor Talu still had remaining years. He still has some years to go, but he was being paid off, and the acting governor is now going through his confirmation hearing, It will possibly be confirmed to steer the affairs there at the Central Bank of Liberia. Now, but the concerns are, what were the urgency around the change of a CBL governor? The second concern is, why did we have to pay extra amount of money to pay that governor off who would have done the job and be paid that same amount, but we had to pay him off and then get another governor to come into the picture who is then going to be paid. Now, it's like paying twice for a single service. It's like paying two persons to do a single job. Now, can we say, is it fair to say that for the sake of good governance, in the interest of the country, for the sake of having people around who are confident, who understand and are willing to push the government's agenda, it was necessary to have a change of governor at the Central Bank of Liberia. Though you're paying the previous governor off, and you're going to be paying another governor to do the job, but for the sake of the country, in the interest of the country, is it fair to say that it was prudent to have a change of governor? Now, I want us to have a conversation around this. Let's start with you, Cindy.
Nelson, this is one of the initial mistakes made by this president. And I must say, I must be clear here, that you find these kind of political mistakes by several presidents around the world, where they will come in and they will want people of trust, and I mean people of trust, people that they trust, to lead certain functions on their behalf. And that is the case with the CBL Governor Talu, who was removed, I believe, because the president wanted to bring in somebody that he trusts, that he thinks he can work with, and disregarding the laws of the country. So they came with accusations that there was some corruption, there was some bad practices at the CBL during the administrations of Governor Talu. And the investigation has not even been completed, and now they are paying him. There is not no in the interest of the government or for peace sake. That's not it. This is really the president realizing, the president and the team realizing that, look, this case is going to be around for a long time, and if we should have our guy confirmed by the Senate, we need to settle these guys and move on. And that's what happened. Now, is it prudent enough that the president go that route? Well, that is the president, decision to make. Was it constitutional? Obviously not. If it's constitutional, the president they would not pay these guys. They won't pay them on a cover.
No, but yes, and you're right. This is a tenure position,
right?
And we have seen issues with some tenure positions, in the country. You want to talk about the LTA, you want to talk about a lot of other institutions, there were those issues with tenure situations. Was it just fair to pay those people off? Since in fact, the government coming in needed people that they could work with. And not to get to a point where you are depriving someone of their tenure position, at the same time depriving them of the benefits, the salaries that goes with that, with that particular position. Just pay the man for the next 2-3 years he has remaining, pay him off, let the man go, and then you can kickstart your activity from that end? What does the country benefit from this?
Nelson, you can, again, the whole thing is not, when we look at it practically, lawfully, we can agree here that is not the right step. It's not a lawful step to take. But Nelson, there's something called opportunity cost in economics. You have to make certain decisions to outweigh certain decisions, right? Now, maybe in the president's wisdom, he says, okay, if I should keep this guy here, maybe my plans for the CBL will not be fulfilled. Maybe the kind of operations or the money that maybe we will get from, through the CBL, we may not get it. Maybe this guy is not the most effective to carry on my plans for the country. So, for instance, if I keep him on, maybe the country will lose, let's say, $5 billion, right? I'm just putting numbers out there. Maybe because he's not effective to manage this institution for the next 3 years, maybe the country will lose $5 billion. So, in his wisdom, let's say, okay, let me just give this guy $400,000, for instance, pay him off, let him go, and bring somebody that is effective, that can do the work, and maybe we can gain that $5 billion, right? I'm not speaking for the president, but I'm thinking in that direction. Effectiveness. What do we gain versus what do we lose? Opportunity costs. So is losing this guy going to give more to the country? I mean, letting go this guy will give more to the country, and what we will get is that compared to what we are paying him off? I mean, we just made Brother Talu, a rich man in the country. I want to find a brother no more and call him so you can give a whole share. But
and this is important. Emmy, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on. Charles, let's hear a take on this issue.
That's I'm not going to take
in a tenny position.
Yeah, I'm not really going to take long on this issue because it's just so clear that I think we are proceeding wrongly. And let me start with my brother Cindy last point as it relates to the president wants someone who he can work with. Thinking that, okay, this man will push my agenda, this man will do all the necessary things that I want him to do. So I think it's needful that I pay this other guy off to bring in my own man who would have my back in another sense. Even if that was the case, even if that is the case in the president's mind, did he try the man who is there first to see if this man is not working with his plan before making a decision? Another thing, if you know it was just him, why didn't you take him to court? Why? There was no reason of taking him to court if that was the plan. You could just call him on the side and just tell him, look, my man, this is it. Let's do this and move on. But scheming the Liberian people with the mind that, okay, this man corrupt the system, so we're going to prosecute him. What the prosecution is on, and then you pay him off because you want somebody that's in your interest. That is deception. That is bad for our democracy. That is bad to the Liberian people. And if we can see it that way, and we see it the other way, then this is not fair to Liberia. Another point that I want to raise, it is not just his one. It is not just he alone. He and the rest of the other governors are being paid off out of the Liberian people money. 374,000 United States dollars. It's not play money. It's not small money. That money that could imagine Bipolar County supposed to receive, I think, about 300,000. They gave them 30,000. That money could be used in Bipolar Hospital. That money could be used in JFK, Redemption, Kiaba Clinic, from where I'm from. My little daughter was born in that clinic. That money could be used in that clinic. And the money is not just one-time money. That's another point. The money is 3 years. 3 years money. Imagine what you're doing to the Liberian people. Only because you want someone that is in your interest. Though this man that is there, he didn't commit any crime. He didn't do anything. He didn't go against your rescue plan or your rescue agenda. Moreover, the central bank is separate. It's an independent entity. And that's why they gave them tenure position. It's just, I don't know. It's frustrating. That's all I can say. It's frustrating.
Charles, I want to come in for a second to correct something.
Yeah, but this is serious. Cindy, you want to come in for a second?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I just want to clarify something to Brother Charles. Talu was suspended. The government did not take him to court, right?
Sorry. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But the government, to your point also, if they knew that they were going to pay this guy off, they should have done it earlier. But the government, in their wisdom, I believe, was that, okay, we will also proceed and see maybe he will withdraw, he will give up, because we are the government. So they kept it going. But I think it got to a point where this new guy have to be confirmed. And without Talu and the rest being settled or this case being addressed, the Senate was not going to even have the hearing.
So, let's go. Sorry guys. Oh, my webcam is off here. So let's go a little into why the minister, the governor, was suspended. As a matter of fact, this is as far back as August. But let's go to why the minister was suspended. So, this disclosure was made by the information minister, Jeremy Pia. And quoting him now, it says, the government of Liberia, through the office of the president, has received the report of the General Auditing Commission regarding the compliance audit of the Central Bank of Liberia for the fiscal year 2018 to 2023. According to the GSE audit report, the CBL's management team exceeded approved expenditure limit by around 19.3 million from 2018 to 2022 and breached some important banking regulations. Making specific reference, the CBL audit revealed payments of $8,500 to Vision Pro and $8,000 to West Point Youth Association. That audit also uncovered unauthorized government payroll financing activities, including a $50 million payment to the government of Liberia's payroll account on November 30, 2023, followed by an additional $32.8 million on December 23, 2023. The transactions were executed without legislative ratification and approval from the Central Bank Board of Governors. Now, and so the question is, if all of those terrible things happened, all these terrible things, the guys were just dishing out money, financing payroll, and giving money to Vision Pro, all of those. I mean, I want to go back to the different figures. Okay, so the first figure here is 32 million, 32.8 million on December 23. 32.8 million. The transaction was executed without legislative ratification. There was another issue that was uncovered. They say what, 50 million payment to the government of Liberia payroll account on November 30. Now you go, they talk about another 19 million from 2018 to 2023, which was a breach of important banking regulations. Now, all these different procedures and things were breached. Now, this was not just the information minister saying something. It was the information minister was quoting audit reports from the General Auditing Commission, the GAC. How come the GAC came up with all these reports, said all these things that those guys did, the management team there at the Central Bank of Liberia, but yet the government is coming back to pay this man off with pretty close to $500,000.
So Nelson, let me take 30 seconds real quick.
No. Let's get Cindy to come in. We're gonna get you in, and then I see Emmy. Emmy will come on as well. Vasco is in and out, so he will decide where he wants to be. But go ahead, Cindy.
This is embarrassing. This is truly. Oh, that Emmy coming, or I mean.
So let's have Cindy to conclude. Then Emmy, you're coming. Josh, welcome to the show.
It is embarrassing.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
So this is a GSC. Is that GSC? Yeah, GSC report.
GSC, yeah.
That the government is basing their decision on to suspend this bread. The GSC saying altogether is 101.8 million that Honor Talu Wash were illegally dished out from the Liberian people cover. 101.8 million that Talu spent out of the Liberian people money from the CBL. So this guy is terrible. He's unprofessional. He lacked administration. He spent our money. Let's suspend him. In fact, a Syrian government will handcuff him, send him to prison. This is a big deal. But you suspended a man. And now you're backing him on the table. A few months later, and you pay him. So this is embarrassing. How will people now take you serious? If you come back now with another suspension for malpractices, how will we take you serious, for instance, with the issue of asset recovery, where you are seizing people's cars, again, based on some report? The government, this is embarrassing for our country. And you're going to come to us and say, we're doing it for the sake of peace. This is no sake of peace. We are not all related, President. We are saying we are all related. We are not all related in Liberia. We don't want sake of peace. We want accountability. The government failed flat on this. They need to come out to the Liberian people and tell us the right audit report. They do this or not.
You made a point earlier on the show, and maybe we should go. We should move to Emmy.
With this new
Nelson, please allow me to say something.
In fact, 5 seconds. I'm going to take 5
seconds. Yeah. No. But listen, man. Charles, you've spoken. Let's have
5 seconds. 5 seconds, please. 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Emmy, please give me your slot.
You see the funny thing, right? Even if what they are saying is true, Talu wouldn't have taken himself to the court after he suspended him. That's one thing there. If he knew for the well, all of what they're saying were truth, he was never going to go to court. And in the process of that, like Cindy said, they are undercover with all of those evidence. And those things, they are things that have facts. You said check. You said this one. You said that one. Everything comes with paper that you can prove in court. You can show to people. And you still going undercover and giving him $374,000. Come on, man.
So Nelson, let me take Emmy's place for a little bit. I gotta go.
Yeah. Go ahead quickly, Josh.
Thank you, guys, and I appreciate everyone. I've been listening in, and I've been driving and been listening. I just wanted to make my point on this particular issue. Nelson, it is pathetic, right? We used to tell our friends on this same platform that everything this present government was saying from the beginning, they were all lies, Nelson. We said these people lied to come to power, and exactly what is on display now. There is nothing here that will make you to believe that what those people were saying from the beginning were true. This guy just lied away to power, and I think some of our friends there should be ashamed, instead of saying, and they fell flat, like my brother Sandy is saying, that they fell flat. Say these people lied.
Make your point.
Say the people lied. They lied. and try to call us and apologize individually, you know.
Look.
Nelson, here's the most frustrating part, Nelson. These guys.
Serious. Josh, how many times have you used this entire phrase, lie your way to power? Lie your way to power. They lie their way to power. Look, Josh, you gotta tell the Liberian people that this defeat is still, you know, it's still penny.
Nelson, if someone wins a game by cheating you, right? I don't think you will forget that so easily. If somebody beat you flat, if you play your game, they beat you flat, you will get angry with yourself, but you will forget it. You know that you were beaten. But if you know that someone lied or somebody cheated you to win a game, Nelson, you will not forget it. You'll be calling for protests. You'll be calling for all sort of things, you know, or complaints and things. That's what happened. So here's the thing, Nelson. The thing is that the government now went ahead. So know that that case does not exist anymore because you pay him off, right? So you know what happened now? We have paid two people for one position for maybe another 3 years. Because the next person that is coming, you will pay them again. Our taxpayer money, Nelson. We go in our country and we pay our taxes and they use this money like this, Nelson. It's frustrating. And because they lied, President Boakai lied to us, we are left with no alternative but to pay these guys, to pay these people off. Exactly what's going to happen. It's shameful, Nelson. It's frustrating. But look, it is what it is. That's what the Liberian people made a decision. They you know, they were cajoled into doing something that shouldn't have been done, at all. But it's okay, Nelson. Thank you, and you guys have a wonderful time.
Thank you, Josh. Emmy, you want to go ahead? Let's hear you.
Hey, how you doing? So, listening to all of you, you know, talk about this central bank governor thing. I too wanted to know what it came from with their, you know, accusation about this man, but it turns out you said from the GSE, right? And the GSE having to be the what in the country?
GSE conducts audit. The General Auditing Commission. You know that.
And are they part of the executive, or they are different? They are independent as well.
Come on, Emmy. They are part of the executive. The GSC is part of the executive.
No, I want to know. That's why I'm asking you.
She won't turn it around.
Vasco, I'm not like you. So, they are part of the executive. Okay, so then I want to understand that, because, like, all that you read here, that these people were accused of, and then they went ahead and paying them. I mean, are they gonna come out and tell us that these accusations, all these things were not true, or they went through the court process and this happened and that didn't happen? I mean, we really need to know, because these are really serious accusations to have placed on a person to say they were found doing something like this, and then all of a sudden you went ahead paying them off. This is something that was supposed to be behind bars, not you paying them. So we want to know what happened, and I'm not going to sit here and be spraying, oh, they lied to the Liberian people, they do the one, they do that one. Like, some people want to come here and speculate, or like they want to act like they know what really happened. I'm not going to something into that, but what I know is bad that you'll come out and tell us that these are the things that were going on, and then now you're paying this person. So was this investigation concluded, and y'all find out that these people did not do that this man never, he was found not guilty or whatever? You know, we need to know, and I want to know from where that what informed your decision to come out and pay these persons. Okay, somebody saying that GSE is an independent entity. Nelson, you said they were part of it, because I wanted to know, because I wanted to make sure that
look, when I say a government entity, GSE is a part of the government. It's a government entity.
GSE is an autonomous agency under the executive branch.
It's a government entity.
Yeah.
So
we know that now saying that a lot of government entities, but they're supposed to be independent. That's
It's
what
not
I'm trying to
independent.
get at.
It's not
Yeah,
independent.
The president can appoint the people.
Okay, so that's what I want to know.
The president appoint them.
The president appoint them.
Yes.
So they don't have tenure as these
The president don't respect tenure, so leave tenure being in the discussion.
That's not what I asked you.
That's
You
what-
were Judge. I know
Look,
Judge
you-
Barry respect that. I know Judge Barry respect tenure. That's why they lie on Cabinet Janet and remove him illegally. So I know he respect tenure. So let's not even go there. You know you don't want to come here with your judge. We are pleading to them. We don't want to hear it. Okay, let's talk about something that has some kind of iota of truth, and not coming here praising and kissing somebody's boots for you to think that that's not what we're here. And I'm trying to understand this because Nelson, I already told you, because if these are supposed to be independent something, and they went and to say they did this colluded with the executive and did something that is bad, then like Cindy said, like, how are we supposed to believe you and take you seriously next time when you come out and tell us that this is happening and that is happening? That's why I wanted to know. I'm not just going to come in and just spread blanket and be acting that the sky is falling, that Vasco would do. That nobody ain't like, bro, but he spent 2 months there, but the sky was falling. So I'm not like him. That's why I wanted to know first before I make my point, Nelson.
Thank you. So somebody was asking for the document. This is the document here regarding the payment that was done. Whereas having rested following the filing of government returns by the Ministry of Justice, the Justice in Chambers subsequently heard the petition, issued a writ of prohibition, and forwarded the matter to the full bench of the Supreme Court due to the constitutional issues raised in the petition. And whereas the parties have agreed to amicably resolve the dispute to avoid a protracted litigation, now therefore, for and in consideration of the mutual promises convenient and agreements herein contained, the parties here to agree to as follows. 1. Consideration. The CBA agrees to pay Honorable Talu as the CBA agrees to pay and Honorable Talu agrees to accept the amount of $374,239 $39.
Jesus.
All right. So yes. So this is.
Can I end up now, Nelson? So
go ahead.
Okay. So while you were reading, I went into the comment section. That's why I like my brother. Lynn Lapo. Lynn said that the GSC is an independent entity. The current head was appointed by George Weah. So, Mr. Blonde Loyalist, I don't know if this person that was something by George Weah, President Bouaka is supposed to come in and what's the word? What's the I'm looking for? But anyway, collude with him and go ahead to remove this person. Nothing. So this is why we're trying to do something, right? Could it be that, like Cindy said, this case might take longer time, and then they were trying to get this other guy in, and if you can't wait for the case to conclude before you bring someone else, then you will have to pay this person off. Could it have been that, or they just went ahead and did this? I sure want to know. And these are some of the things that we said that this government, they got problem with communication, right? They don't come out, and so people that charge now will come and speculate. They lie to the people. They lie, say this was happening and that's what happening. So people will say stuff like that if they don't know what's going on. So that's why I wanted to know how these things were from their agency and everything. Thank you, Lynn. You always come through. You never disappoint me. But yes, that's why I wanted to know, because you can't just come in and say, oh, because you want for your friend to come and you want to know. Let's stop that. It's a bad decision. If this thing was just something that President Bouaga did without innocently, it is a bad decision because there's money being wasted. But then again, I'm not gonna come here and speculate and say, oh, this is why it happened, and that's why, and like I know for sure. No, that's what I'm saying. So Nelson said, don't even know how the GSC were, obviously.
So come again?
No, let's just go.
Oh no, okay. But you know, Emmy tried with this issue tonight. You know, Emmy really tried.
What are you talking about?
This is one
with anything.
This is one conversation that Emmy did not take a single position on. You know,
I'm not going to until I know what is going on. I'm not going to. If this was something that President Bouaga just did because he wanted to hire somebody, it is wrong. I'm not just because I wasted.
Can I take 30 seconds?
That's what I said. But like I said, I'm not going to come in and act like I know. And people come here talking about, oh, they lied to us. Like people are feeding the fish. That's why they voted your guy out. Get over it. You were defeated, but you come here and talking about people lie. Is ridiculous.
Can I take 30 seconds, please?
Guys, we have to go to the phone lines 0555-101075.
Vasco, talk here.
Vasco, yeah, you just come in.
30 seconds, please.
So let's.
Allow me one talk.
No, but I mean, measure me though. Can I provide
a lot of people?
We have
you know how many 30 seconds you not here today?
We have to go. Let's take Vasco quickly, and we'll go to the phone lines. We're going to come back to do the closing, so you can just note your
Thank you so much. Look, Nelson. I hope my sister Ami can go back after the show and listen to the things you are saying. Nelson, you see, this government will continue to make you guys shame. Some of you that sat on the show for 6 years. Call it all
6 years?
But Joe, we are there for 6 years. You're not here?
Did you know me for 6 years?
Give me cheer. Let me talk. I'll get pretty time.
No, I'm not lying. You know me for 6 years?
You see that what I'll be doing? I'll give me cheer to talk. So, y'all beat on our government officials, calling them all kinds of names. The people stole, the people corrupt, the people dazzle. And we told you now you're in power to carry on simple investigation to find these people guilty. You got all the Supreme Court. You don't already respect the laws of the country. So you could just carry some protocol interest when you guilty. Because that's why you guys doing the country. This alone, this case for the central bank, is just show to the world that, or show to a lot of Liberians that you guys came to witch hunt past government official. You have no evidence to find anybody guilty. And these people, they're standing position on the United Party created this standing position. Now you don't want to respect it. Look, simple thing. Look at the lady to the fishery there. She's doing a great job. She was appointed by George Weah. What you guys think that the other professional people that was in the tenure position couldn't help this government based on some of the things that they know? But because you want to get them out and carry your own people to steal, because the president already gave government officials, go ahead, let's steal and use the money in Liberia. So looking at central bank, he don't trust Talu. So you try to put your own man there. So when they ready to wreck it.
Vasco, let me say this. The president did not give any mandate to official government and say, yeah, let's steal. You know, we're on a public medium, Vasco. It's fair to say that the president did not give any mandate for public officials to go and steal. Like, yeah, let's steal. Your governor, so all can go steal. You know,
okay, maybe I'm using a harsh word. The president said in Vonjama, he said,
we heard it. That's not what he said.
So what the meaning of that? When you tell the person, those are you that want to be corrupt, when you steal the money The president said when you steal the money.
That's what he said,
You say,
Vasco.
yeah,
When you steal
yeah.
the
He said when
money,
you steal the money, you say
I'm
yeah.
done with you.
He said when you steal the money, you say yeah. That's
Nancy,
it.
can you play that video, please? Because Vasco needs to stop lying.
Vasco, please conclude so we'll go to the phone lines. We
Yeah, you see, she will not give me chance. She will just be all over the place.
Because you're lying.
So Nelson, I mean, this is it though. You lie on Talu there, you lie on Yimade PSC there. Not that Talu won't come eat money. All the governors are in a place to get their own court. Because you have nothing against them. And this is a disgrace to you people, United Party. You're looking at wrong, I mean, you're sitting on the show, you dodging it. That any position, can they put a chair at the side with a tough in your mood and bring your people back? They will not end the 6 years. You have the power. I can be president and say they make corrupt. They are tear and buy the position for you.
Thank you.
You monitor the Samoa man today at the Senate. No rocket science because no as a simple question. The mayor made say we pay the people off. So who you want to hear from again?
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Vasco. I mean, we have to go to the phone lines. Let's once we get back, then we can get you to just include your point in your closing.
When I get back, I'll forget.
Okay, so yes. So we want you to forget, Emmy. We want you to forget. So we want you to.
Oh, so you can get everybody 30 seconds on here, but you can't get me 30 seconds. Okay, I got it.
Yeah. So please, Emmy, I beg you, let's get back. Then we can do our closing. We're gonna start with you. We'll give you 30 seconds, and the guys will do that closing. Then we'll come back. But let's take just a few calls from our folks here tonight. Hello, you're live. Let's hear you.
Good morning, Nelson Kule. Good morning to the panelists on set. My name is Josiah Smooth from the Kongota Peace Island. Come on, call 540.
Go ahead, Josiah.
You know, nation, one difference between the Wiashin, the Jowian, is that when our government erred, when they made mistakes, anything we spoke against that was wrong, they do it. We do back then. If it is true they did this, it's wrong. But let me say this. When we hear the reaction of sedition saying they're working the power with lies, I wonder the sedition nation knew that the CDC told Cafe in the country for 2 years. Now, anyone never go in the country correct. We get the 6 years. When they talk about breaking rule of law, when President, we are appointing George Patton here as ambassador to America, refusing for him to go for confirmation on Article 54 of the United States Constitution, making that provision. I want them to know these things. I want them to know that they like to all the president. We are saying you're going to end corruption here, not going to speech. Money will end official pocket, but corruption was the deal of the cabinet, like the foreign minister. So was that true?
Thank you.
Well, our government wrong. We don't back them because it's all of us.
Thank you.
So if they did so, it's wrong.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Let's go there. Hello.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Moses Slevan, and I join you from district number 6 around the middle school.
Yeah, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Quickly to the issue, you know, this man came to power to the so-called team change. So for this President Boubacar have a lot of experience, I expect him to do better. To be frank, at the central bank, to pay people that his amount of money that their time are not expired, it is so much. And this woman called President, poor people bring the power because they have a lot of experience. Comes with change. So the same things that people have been hearing for people vote for you on the rain, on the sun. That's when you pay them back and people on the media appreciating this government. That these serious national issues for help, for God's sake. And brother,
thank you.
This government is serious going to bad record and Boubacar we remember into the bad history of the people. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Tommy Jr., go ahead. Let's hear you.
Hey, what's up, Nelson? Hi to everyone. Hi to the panelists. Just a couple of points. Number one, Nelson, I don't know why you messed with my sister Emmy. You know that the GAC is an independent entity. At least it's supposed to be independent.
Thank you, Brother Tommy.
In fact, the GAC the GSE is even more independent than the central bank. The central bank is supposed to be independent, but it's heavily influenced by political interference. But anyways, my point I want to make tonight is about the way this government is proceeding with tenure position. So they are setting a very wrong precedent. And one of the reasons why a lot of people voted for this government is that they were tired of the way in which the previous government was operating. So why is it now that this government is basically repeating everything that the CDC government did? CDC came in, they removed the Shirley boys from the central bank, and now this government is doing the same thing. And I'm going to close with this point. Isn't it a bit hypocritical that this government, the UP government, wants us to give them a lot of time? They said 1 year is not enough for them to implement a policy, but yet the president is not willing to give the central bank governor more time to implement the president's policy through the bank. So think about that. Thank you, and have a good night, guys.
Thank you very much for your input. So we'll take the last two calls tonight. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, please go.
Yes, sir. This is Mr. Chileton Pede. I'm calling you from Mama Point.
Yeah.
Miss Emma, I just want to tell you something today. You know, it is difficult to protest something that is wrong. This thing is what, if you come to tell somebody that this man is guilty, I mean, he did these things and then he's wrong for doing these things, and you take the man to court, if the court free that man, that means you lie to that people. That's about it. You lie, the government lied on these people. They were just for hunting. These are things that they do. Our country, this thing go on continuously and it still continue to happen under this regime. This regime, we expect the regime to be very better because of the time that president staying in power here. So he should know better and what to do. Everything should be in control of him. But everything's out of control. So we will always say he's lying and he's not talking to from the one he has lied to us. We voted him just freely. So this is not all about protecting him. He got nothing called protection. He's out of control altogether. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello. The final caller. Hello.
Morning.
Morning. What are you?
Yeah, thank you. I need Jerry one
Jerry, please go ahead quickly, sir.
Thank you, Nathan, and let me appreciate you guys for cutting off your sleep discussing about the issue. But you know, this country, if we move forward, all as Liberians learn how to accept the fact. And even like our CEOs always say, I don't mind being the power and I see something going wrong. I can tell you, I was spoiling other nations and she was spoiled Liberia. So what I'm saying that is that if government preach message and come do the same message, we say no, you say this and she say so for us to move forward, if identify who are corrupt and prosecute them, but you say, because it happened in another way, you know, minimize it or in all kind of way would be wrong for the nation. Because we want for the nation to move forward and have a good record. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Folks, we want to hold the calls there. Let's come back to do the closing. Emmy, you want to go?
One more 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was trying to tell Vasco and maybe the other brother that called that nobody's defending anything. I know you should be the one to go back and listen to what I said. I said if what it did without any something and without them coming to tell us about the whole investigation that they came out in indicting this man about all these charges or whatever they had on him. It is wrong if they did it. That's what I said. Something that Vasco would never say. So don't come here and talk about somebody defending. No one here. I'm not. Let me not say no one. Let me speak to myself. I never said anything that, oh, he didn't do it. No, that's a lie. People lying on. That's what they call defending. You'll open your ears and you'll go check your dictionary on what defending is. Then when somebody being objective and telling y'all, unless this is happening or unless that is happening, it is wrong. That's not defending. Just to make it clear. If you don't know what defending is. Nelson, I said 30 seconds, and I did in 30 seconds.
I think we are closing.
Oh, we are?
Yeah, so you can go ahead.
Okay. So, you're muted. Oh, he was on the phone. Yeah, so like I was saying, right? Vasco, when we talking about something, we come here, no one's talking about tenure position. We all sat here when we were talking about tenure position, we talk about it being wrong to come when people have done nothing and you just want to get rid of them.
I mean, since you use your 30 seconds already, you want the guys to just do their closing and then you will take us home. Then you can take us home.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Sandy, you can go ahead. Charles.
Okay. Well, Nelson, thank you for having us again tonight. I want to end again on this topic of electricity, stable electricity in the country. Again, I want to advocate for our government to see reason to make things like electricity distribution private, turn it to private investors so that they can put in their investments, monies to build the infrastructure that we need, and also they will ensure that folks that are being supplied pay the money. But I believe that making it private will make the provision of electricity more effective and efficient. Look, we need electricity, stable electricity, for a lot of good reasons. In order for our economy to grow, we need reliable electricity. Again, it will promote businesses across the country, especially small businesses. We need a lot of small businesses to run in Liberia. We need our factories, we need industries to run in Liberia. And without stable electricity, it's hard for any factories, industries, and those small businesses that need stable electricity to do business. We need stable electricity for our education system to support our educational institutions. When students have access to stable electricity, it empowers them to have access to the tools and technology they need to learn rapidly and be on par with folks around the world. And these are things that countries around us are taking advantage of. Ghana, country like Rwanda, these are things that they are taking advantage of, attracting people to their countries because they have those things stable. The healthcare, people go to the hospitals, they are on oxygen machines and, electricity go off. And then they die from that. Someone, will be on a dialysis machine in Liberia and the electricity go off. And now they die from that. We need stable electricity to run the hospitals and clinics, to empower those institutions so that they can provide the medical care our people need. And just the overall quality of life. A lot of countries now going cashless. We need stable electricity to do that. I saw recently that Ghana now have self-check when you get to their airport. You just use your passport. And a lot of countries are doing that now. You just turn your passport into the machine. It opens. It reads all your information. Approve you to get into the country. So you don't deal with somebody like someone at the counter to check your passport and all of that. We really need stable electricity. But I want to also end on this. My favorite country today saw a little bit of attack. 280 mercenaries were from some country, mostly white-skinned individuals, went to Rwanda today. Apparently wanted to destabilize the people country. They were arrested immediately. Yeah, 280. They were immediately arrested by the Rwanda law enforcement. And, so the people country is peaceful. I know the bordering country there, DRC Congo, there's war going on. In fact, the major city with Rwanda from the DRC side, Goma, a city that I visited 2022 or 2023 in December, is now under rebel control. So it's a scary thing on that side of the country. But yeah, those are trying to, bring problem to Rwanda and every part in Africa, man, they need to just think again. We need peace around the world. We need peace in Africa, and we need people to have stable life. The people have done well in their country, and we should just allow the people to enjoy the development and the progress that they are making. Thank you.
Amen.
Thank God Nelson is on mute.
Josh. Cindy had a few there.
Just say you're muted.
No, I was just saying, I was saying Cindy should have rather said we have done well with our country instead of saying the people have done well with their
man of our second country,
No, you say your favorite country. You say your favorite country.
Actually, at this point, it's my favorite country. I can't lie about that. I love that country.
Okay.
I have the best time when I go to, Rwanda.
We're revoking your citizenship in Liberia. Go ahead, Charles.
Yeah, we'll keep it like that for now. We'll keep it like that and investigate your citizenship in Liberia. All right. So again, it was a nice show. Beautiful conversation. For me, I want to comment on the first caller. He said something that is very important about CDC violating the laws, violating tenured positions and other stuff. Equally so, that doesn't suggest or that doesn't justify for Unity Party to do the same. So if we are looking at it like that, then we'll not be doing justice, because I told everybody that I know in Liberia to vote for the rescue train, because I know fully well that with the rescue train, we can have a turnaround in our democracy. But with what we are going through now, what we are seeing is completely different, and we are treading on the same path like CDC government. Another thing I want to say, the president spoke about government of inclusion, and I yet to understand when he talked about government of inclusion. With this situation with central bank, just tells me by him making a statement, it undermines his own statement by government of inclusion. And my brother Lynn from the comment section said something, and my sister Ami was like, oh yes. And CDC appointing, or George, we are appointing the Auditor General doesn't suggest that he cannot come up with a forced audit on the governor, on Talu. And so when we want to look at it critically, the first thing we should be looking at, okay, yes, it was CDC government that put him there. He came up with an audit. This government took the audit, and based upon that audit, they suspended the governor. Suspended the governor. While the suspension is going on, you are looking for somebody to fill his area. He automatically took you to court. While the court process is on, you went ahead and gave him money, knowing the fact that you have evidence for everything that the Auditor General said to you, the auditing commissioner, they said to you, say, yeah, they did X, Y, and Z. You have those facts. Backing by the Audit General, the auditing commissioner, backing by the auditing commissioner, you still went ahead and paid him off. That suggests that the audit was not fair to him or was not fair to them. And that's the reason why you went ahead to pay him off or pay them off. Because if it was fair, you are going to go to the court, care out of your evidence, and prove to the Liberian people that yes, this man was corrupt while he was watching the central bank. On his watch, the central bank was madly disorganized. They were looting money in the place there, and you have proof to show through the audit commissioner. The fact that you cannot do that and going on to give him money or to bribe him to stay out of the process, to pay him off, and not just only one time, but 3 years to pay them for 3 years with the Liberian people money is unfair to our country. It's unfair to those people that are lying down in the hospital that don't have treatment. It's unfair to the people who don't have rice to eat. It's unfair to the people who don't have current in their homes. And let me end on this note. Though there are some good and there are some bad, and we are here to speak the fight, I want to stay on this platform to commend the president, to tell the president thank you for his move in Tanzania with the entire issue of electricity. Indeed, our country needs electricity. It's very important. That was a very brilliant move. I pray and hope that it take effect in our country, that our people will benefit directly, not just saying it out there, but our people should benefit from these kind of processes. And it was a very good move. He spoke about a lot of things in his speech recently, that the issue about the airport, talking to Vera Airlines and things to come.
Thank you, Charles.
We want to applaud him for that. But stealing our country money and paying people undercover is completely against the people that are in the hospital suffering for their life. Thank you, and may God bless Liberia.
Yeah. One thing that really pain me when I hear people say they want to applaud the president for this one and that one.
We know, just
then they making the power. What do you want to applaud him for? What are the changes? Or what are the change you have seen in Liberia before you want? You're the one can be a leader that can fail. I told you, you people that put them, they man upon our country. When you come here, you should be the Stanton. You should be that. No, you spend money or supported the rescue tree more than Stanton. You think you let Bugger more than Stanton? But Stanton can every day he will correct the wrongs. But when you come here, you only singing hallelujah, amen. While the man family getting rich. Look, let me tell you, you having MPA, you having the National Port Authority.
Jelly, send you.
Your talk, I can't talk.
Go ahead, you are protected.
You having the National Port Authority. That kind of entity that sort of put money, help the government to generate money in the revenue, even the budget. But you have that entity, they are not contributing anything to the budget. You people that supported the rescue, you cannot sit down and ask yourself, the money that the MPA people making, apart from paying their workers, what are they doing? That money and the money are going directly to Joseph Boakai for them to be flying private jet all over here. Then the poor people who making 50 that are 60 that are 125 in government. There you go.
That's why you want to interrupt the man and close it. So you will gain more time here.
That's it. Let me talk.
So guys, it's important.
That's it. You know what? We on the way you can do the show.
We on a medium like this is good to, go back on some of these things. What's your reliance that MPA is giving the president money to fly private jet?
Because MPA is not giving money to helping, they're not sending money to the budget. They're not contributing to the budget.
So you think, so your analysis is that because NPA did not live up to her commitment, let's say, gave her own portion of what she should have given to the budget, it means that NPA is giving it to the president. Is that
one person can demand from NPA that the president? So if the president cannot, who you think? Only the president can look at. The president can call. How they call it? Peking. That Peking.
What was that the case on the previous?
The president can call that Peking. Take telephone and call. He said, "Look, that's it. I want you give me my time."
Vasco close.
You see, y'all not give my time. Y'all give my time. Let me talk my own. Y'all talk your own.
No, but Vasco, you lying to us. You know the president of MPA is not giving the president money to ride private jet. Now you
so why the president taking the money from to be riding the private jet? Now the country money.
Asking you, Vasco, because you are the one who said
if MPA cannot contribute to the budget for our poor people, the money that they making there to pay workers, the remaining money is given to the big shots. That's why they're using with the private jet and all that stuff.
Assumption, no facts. Assumption, no facts.
Thank you, that my one saying. Okay, not everything you say are facts. Look, let me say one thing again. Let me say one thing, Nelson. You see, the people spoke here for money. You're not fair. That's why it's just CB. I'm not coming on the show this time. You can give me a chance. I want to talk. Let me talk. I don't want to present here. You get 3 rescuers right here.
No, don't say that. Don't say that.
You just said you told all your family in Liberia to vote for Rescue 3.
Yes, because we need a
move for there.
Yes, because we need a change. Me telling them to vote for rescue, me telling them to vote for rescue does not mean that I'm part of rescue.
Man, stay there. It does not mean I'm part of unity upon us. And you see, one thing that's I'll also be closing. One thing they rescue people always call on their show. They say, oh, one thing I've been all different from the CDC people. I won't see something we get talking. Everything you say, majority of the thing you say against the CDC, the reason why we never agree with you guys is because you people were lying. Come on, example now with the central bank. Now Samuel 12 will be set up. You will walk out of that court free again. So that's the reason we're arguing with you people. We're telling you you're lying. But you want me to start naming the thing Baka doing right now? Baka, the first president to break all the laws in the country. The first president to break all the laws. The president that Supreme Court can rule. He said, I don't care about you. That Baka.
Well, guys, we are
the president.
We want to
today again. We're supposed to get an issue about the whole current business. That's a good thing. But the representation of our country today was very poor. Today you saw the president discussing simple question that we're asking him. Where you supposed? How will you go to the kind of a panel you told big sheet of paper? Almost 4 sheet of paper you carry with you. Why the people are about to ask you their own question? The question they asked our president, the question was not written on the paper he carried with him. So he was just confused.
Come on, man. I mean, please do your closing.
You were just confused.
Let me go ahead. Let's hear
you. Please, because my head is hurting me right now. I tell you, this brother hurt my head. That's what he does. Okay. Vasco, I'm a grown woman with my own thoughts, with my own mind. I don't allow anybody to persuade me, or I don't follow somebody in things that I know or that I don't believe in. You come here telling, oh, we should be like Stanton. Stanton is a human being, he's a grown man, he's a man on his own. I don't have to agree with what Stanton say. You want to compare somebody's loyalty to a white guy or whatever, to that of Stanton? I don't know Joseph Boakai from anywhere. He doesn't know me from anywhere. I supported him because I wanted George Weah out of there. I am no United Party, whatever. So if I still have my reason for believing him that he can do better, if Stanton has his reason for believing that he's done, that's Stanton's business, and my reason is my business. I don't have to be like Stanton. Stanton doesn't have to be like me. You, on the other hand, you're a bootlicker. You follow whatever the CDC mandate or template tells you. I am not like that. I am not a partisan. Let me tell you that one right now. I come on here and tell you my objective mindset. If it doesn't float your boat, so you put me in a party cap, that's your business. Okay? That's what I'm going to tell you. So when people comparing, right, CDC and that of Unity Party, they're not saying that, oh, CDC should be that Unity Party, or whatever CDC did wrong, Unity Party should do it. My brother Charles, when they're doing that, I think when people that Vasco them, that said nothing was wrong in the country, when George Weah was destroying our country, and want to come here and act like the Liberian people biggest lover, they care so much for Liberia, they want to see the best. That's why people call them out on our hypocrisy. They're not saying it because they want it or it justify anything bad that Joseph Boakai or his government is doing. I don't think that is the point that they're making. So even if I do make that point sometime too with Vasco, he will never ask Vasco right now to tell you one bad thing that George Weah did in your government. He will never tell you. But he sees, he got this our magnascope glass, the eyes now that he can see every single little thing that is wrong. Even when people are telling you his own citizens that goes to Liberia and tell you what is happening And what is not happening? Vasco comes here and tell us that when he talks, you would think the sky is falling right now in Liberia. All people are scattered all over the place. They're shooting everywhere. Because he doesn't have an objective mindset. He comes here and come with a CDC template and whatever. Oh, this is it today. Go on every platform and runs with it. He doesn't have his own mindset. He does not have any love for Liberia but George Weah. And he wishing and dreaming that George Weah would come back in 2029. I said Liberians don't have any other Liberians there that they should try. But when United Party fails, and when CDC fails, they should keep going between the two parties. No, brother. We have other parties there, and we have other Liberians there that Liberian can always try. We have tried these two parties. If they fail us, we're not going back to them. Stop daydreaming and stop thinking that George Weah is coming back, that you'll come on here and be making yourself, disgracing yourself, and think you're analyzing the situation that is going on in Liberia. Thank you. My people, you're sorry, but you have a good night. I had to deal with Vasco tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Amy. Thank you so much.
How could you allot your entire closing time to Vasco, Amy?
No, it's ridiculous because my hair hurts when I hear Vasco coming and it feels gibberish.
Yes, simple.
Even
he get nothing to say about rescue tree.
Everybody saw a foreigner that does not belong to Liberia is making a case for Liberia. We're talking about it in the chat room. Vasco came and had something negative to say. This brother will see nothing, even if something good. The part of the thing is just that he probably wanted to go ahead at CDC kill that poison everybody or that berry that they can
Come on,
do that juju and give it to them.
Can you name what good
he can see nothing good.
Can you name what good thing
Unless what?
Can you name what good thing your president and do? Say
the one you are doing today is good.
What thing?
The one you saw him doing
they
today.
They ask you what is scared the man.
Guys, I want to say thank everyone.
You need a love Liberia.
Asking the man, what kind of thing if you want to water swimming in
Vasco, when the government goes wrong, that shit is wrong. When they do the right thing.
But man, I want to ask you a simple question.
Thank you, Charles. We appreciate you. Gerald, thanks a lot for coming. Emmy, we appreciate you as well.
Millions of dollars to go to that place today for that